and welcome to the Dental Marketing Secrets Podcast. This is episode 130, Consistency, the most underrated growth strategy. I'm your host, Mark Thackeray, and today I was thinking about this whole idea of staying consistent with what we're doing and how powerful that really is. I was thinking the other day of years and years ago, one of my friends called me up to see if I would do the Ironman race with him. And I remember thinking, oh my word, I don't know about that, because it was, if you're not familiar with the Ironman race, it's a triathlon that's composed of a 2.4 mile swim, a 112 mile bike ride, and then you cap it all off with a marathon, 26.2 miles, all back to back to back. And it was funny because my friend Cody called me up, and he is the type that you don't just say you're going to do it and not follow through, because he will hold you to it. And so I remember thinking, okay, I'm not going to commit because I'm not totally sure I can do this. Anyway, long story short, decided to do it, and it was a fantastic experience. But one of the neat things about that was happened on the race. And I remember specifically on the run, thinking, going past people, or they're passing me, and I'm looking at people as we're going through this race and thinking, man, many of these people, if I were to see them on the street, I would not pin them as someone doing an Ironman. Just for whatever, appearances or whatever, we tend to judge people. That's just how we are. And it was really cool because I learned something, I was definitely wrong about a lot of things. And it was really neat to see so many different types of people doing it. And as I thought about that, I realized that the reason they were able to do all these things is because they were consistent with their training. It wasn't that you, for 2 weeks, just hardcore worked out 8 hours a day and you were ready. No, but it's a linear, incremental thing, that compounds over time. If you're able to do that week in and week out, it becomes so much easier, and you can do amazing things. I remember I asked Cody before I made the decision to sign up, to have him send me his training schedule. I wanted to make sure that it was realistic. I could talk to my wife, that everything was okay, that we agreed to do this. And it turned out it was a 9-month training program that led up to the race. And it was all based on time. It wasn't based on distance. So it wasn't telling me to go run 8 miles that day. It was just said, hey, you need to run for 45 minutes. And then during that run, try and do, elevate your pace for 3 minutes on and then 10 minutes off, and just alternating different little strategies. And it was really cool to see that change in my abilities, in my stamina, in my heart rate. I had a heart rate monitor, and that was one of the coolest things, because it would tell me, okay, you need to stay underneath this heart rate. And at first I couldn't even jog, and I'm fairly athletic. I am athletic. It was fairly in shape at the time. And I had to walk. I had to walk at first to keep my heart rate under a certain number. But eventually, as I continually worked out and became more consistent, my heart rate kept lowering and lowering while being able to do more activity. And that's the coolest thing about all of this, is that consistency compounds over time. And it's a funny little paradox, we're able to change the most by repeating the same things again and again. That's so fascinating to me, that by doing the exact same things over and over again, we can change the most. We can change our outcomes dramatically. And that's why I think of this principle of consistency as one of your greatest advantages. And it's so underrated. It's just, you could take whatever skill that you would like to acquire or develop, and as long as you're consistently trying it, you will improve. You will get better. Period. It's just a law. It's a principle that works every single time. But so few people do it because you get distracted by the shiny new object or this new technology that came out. And so I challenge you to look at your practice, look at the marketing of your practice. And instead of just evaluating it on a period basis, on a week, how did this week go? How did this month go? Instead, look at it as, am I staying consistent in doing this, this, and this? Am I consistently adding content to my website? Am I consistently and regularly creating videos that speak to my ideal patients? Am I looking at my numbers every single week? All of these actions help you improve. They give you feedback on and help you understand what you need to look at to get better. And it's so cool to see this. I mean, because sometimes you think, well, one Google review is not going to change my practice. And it probably won't. That is true. But 300 reviews might. If you consistently do that week in and week out, you ask for reviews, then you can get up to 300 new reviews in a matter of a couple of years, maybe faster, depending on how excited you get about it. And that really could change your practice, especially with how heavily weighted reviews are in AI now. Same thing with referrals. You get one referral, amazing. And we love them. They're the best. But it's not going to change your practice. It's not going to all of a sudden double your practice. But getting good at asking for referrals absolutely will. Absolutely, 100% will. It's that compound effect of consistency. You see that over time with investments, with finance. You invest early and you let time do the work. You to invest month after month. May not be a whole lot of money, but if you're doing it consistently month after month, eventually you're going to see big, big returns. The same thing applies to marketing. One email, not very much impact. But if you're doing a monthly email to all of your patients and you did that month in, month out, year after year, 5 years, that's going to have a massive impact on the retention of your patients, on the relationship you have with your patients, on the number of referrals that you've generated because of your efforts. It's amazing. So that's the challenge this week, is to look at it in terms of how do I stay consistent and be realistic with yourself. You don't need to sprint this whole thing. Going back to the race metaphor, it's not a sprint the entire time. It's how it was when I was doing the Ironman. It's just a paced effort. It's staying within your zone. Mine was a heart rate zone, it's trying to stay within a certain heart rate. Same thing applies. Just identify those objectives, those efforts that you can make on a monthly basis and do so consistently. It's not going to kill you and it's not nothing, right? There's some effort there, and then do it every single month. Patients notice consistency. They may not consciously realize it. They may not be able to verbalize it, but they feel it. And that's the power in it. So look at what you're doing, see how you can become more consistent, set a baseline, get some accountability like I had with my friend, Cody. Talk to your team. Say I'm going to do this every single month. Please hold me to it. That's going to build a culture of consistency and accountability. So practices that win aren't always the smartest. They're typically the ones that are the most consistent. So hopefully you enjoyed this podcast, this episode. If you have enjoyed it, I'd love to get a review. Or if you have questions, please reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. Contact my assistant, Maria at markthackeray.com. And again, if you haven't left a review for the show, I would absolutely love it. That would make my day. And we'll catch you next week.